A very good evening to all of you, and we are back with the last session of the day, that is motivation. Now, in the last session, what did we discuss? Can you tell me? We have discussed about one of the theory of motivation, but what exactly it was? In the last session, we have discussed about the theory that is Macklin's need theory, where it focused on only three principles, that is the power, the affiliation, and the achievement. Now, do you really think that these theories are actually possible to motivate an individual? Then yes. This Macklin's theory of need says that the person is either motivated by the power, or he is motivated by the affiliation, or he is motivated by the achievement. Either of these three things, one thing is definitely going to motivate an individual in the organization. The only thing is you have to identify, being a leader, you need to identify what works best for an individual. You cannot adopt the same source of motivation for all the members in the team. You have to go with different sources of motivation to motivate your employees. You need to understand one thing, that each individual carries their own unique personality. They have their own different goals. They have their own different sources of motivation. And being a leader, it's your responsibility to find out those sources which motivates an individual and keep their motivation high. A high motivated person delivers high result, and the low motivated person, or a person with no motivation, delivers the zero results, or maybe he's just working with the normal efficiency where he can work with the double efficiency. So here it is very important for the leaders, for the people, for the management to understand that they have to adopt, they have to go with different sources of motivation to motivate their employees. You know, when the employees are motivated, a highly motivated employee delivers 100% effective results, and low motivated employees delivers less effective results. Whenever you want to gain the result, whenever you want to get better results, you will find that a person who is motivated, who just want to achieve something in their life, they deliver their best result. So today we are going to continue with this Macklin's theory of need, and we will be discussing about two steps. What are the two ways by which you can apply this Macklin's theory of need in the organization? You know, people know many things. How to use that makes a difference. You know, when you hire a person for the managerial role, when you are appointing a person to be a team leader, he might say that theoretically he knows all the types of leadership qualities. He's familiar with different types of leader. He's familiar with all the types of theories, motivational theory. But we do not know how to apply them in the practical life, how to apply those theories on people. That is it. Theoretically, I know how to hold the bat, I know how to do the bowling, I know how to give a shot which goes for a sixer, or which crosses the boundary. But when I just took a bat in my hand, because theoretically I've learned everything, how many players are there, how many overs are there, a team is consist of what type of different players, everything. I have understood everything. Theoretically, I am superb. I can tell you anything about cricket. But now it was a time for my exam, and as soon as someone just gave me, my coach just gave me bat, I was on the field. I realized that my theoretical knowledge is of no use. Same way, until and unless we do not know how to apply this motivational theory, the knowledge about your theory is completely a waste. You need to understand how to apply those theories. Along with that, you also have to to apply them, how to use them to motivate your employees. So when we are talking about two steps, the first step says identify the motivational need of the team. If you want to apply the motivational theory, don't you think you have to identify the need first? You have to identify what thing is motivating the other person. Yes. So examining the team to determine which of the three need is the motivator for each person. When we are talking about Macklin's theory of need, we have discussed about three things. Either it is power, which motivates an individual, it is affiliation, which motivates an individual, or what was the third one? It is the achievement which motivates an individual. So the first step which we have discussed was, the first step says you have to identify the motivational need. You know, each individual, let's say when we are talking about Macklin's theory of need, there are three different types of need. That is need for achievement, that is the need of power, and need for affiliation. You have to identify that out of these three needs, which need satisfies an individual in your team. You might come to know when you're talking with interacting with the individual, when you are talking with the individual, you might come to know that out of 10 people, 3 people are motivated with the need of power, 3 are motivated with the affiliation need, and 4 are motivated with, yeah, uh, yes, 3 are motivated with the power need, 3 are motivated with the affiliation need, and 4 are motivated with the need of achievement. They just want to achieve. They want that recognition, they want that achievement, and that motivates them. So here you cannot say that when when 4 people are motivated by achievement, so let me adopt that thing. Let me motivate all the people by fulfilling their need for achievement. No. You have to use the individual motivational sources to motivate the employees. Now, personality traits and past action can help in this process. The personality of the individual, you can identify the personality of that individual, and on that basis, you can decide that which theory is going to motivate the individual. Along with that, you can go with the past action. You can see that in past what all things motivated them. So it is important. First thing is, you have to identify the need which motivates them. Till the time you do not identify those needs, you cannot motivate an individual. And to identify those needs, you can either talk to them, you can see their personality, and along with that, you can also see their past action. Now, for example, someone who always takes charge of the team when a project is assigned, the one who speak up in the meeting to encourage people and delegate responsibility in order to facilitate achieving the goals of the group. What do you think? What kind of a person is this? What thing is going to motivate this person? In this example, you know, a person who is always speaking in the meeting, who is encouraging other person to work, who is delegating the responsibilities, who is just assuring that yes, the team, the group is moving towards achievement of the goal. What do you think? Which affiliation, which need is fulfilled over here? Which need can make him motivated? Obviously, he is a person who will be driven by the need of power. He just wants power. If he gets that, he delivers the best. So In first example, we have seen that the people are driven by that this person is driven by the power, motivation. Second example, another team member who does not speak during meeting and is happy, agreeing with the team thoughts, is good in managing conflicts and may seem uncomfortable. While someone talks about undertaking high risk, high reward tasks. So this is a person who is driven by affiliation. He do not want to take any kind of risk. He just want to deliver the best. He is just okay with performing his work. He do not interact much with them. He do not want to take any kind of risk in the work. So these type of a person who just want to who are just motivated by the, and then for these type of person it is very important that you do not give them any kind of high risk task, because that is going to lower their motivation and they might not deliver the best. The second step is approaching team according to their needs. Now, when you have identified the needs which are there, the next thing is you have to approach the team according to the need type. Let's say based on the motivational need, alter your leadership style to assign the project. Now, what need your team members have, on basis of that, you may have to bring some changes to your leadership style. Now, second thing what you have to do is, challenging projects will definitely be a part of the work profile of someone who enjoys power, while relatively simple projects go to the category of someone who is derived by the evolution. Every project, whatever we get, there might be some things which are very challenging, and there might be some tasks which are just normal. They are just okay, they are simpler projects. So depending upon the need which motivates an individual, the challenging task may go to the person who wants to exercise their power, and the easy one, the simpler project, may go to the person who just are driven by the affiliation need. This is how, by knowing the individual, you have to give them the work so that you get the best result. This information is crucial to influence while setting up relevant goals for the individual, monitoring, providing feedback, and recommending the learning plan. This is how you use this information to influence the person, to set the goals, to monitor their progress, and to provide them regular and timely feedback, recommending the learning process. Next is, we will be discussing about, these are two steps. The next thing comes is the advantages. What do you think? What are the advantages? What can be the advantages of adopting this Macklin theory of need? Now, if I talk about general advantages, if we know the individual needs and if we are going to motivate them using their individual needs, don't you think it is going to bring more efficiency in the work of the individual? Because see, we are motivating them using their own motivational theories, right? Let's say a person who's motivated by power, we are using that power motivation, we are giving them that power, and which is going to help them deliver their best. So this is how we are using the different motivational source to keep the employee effective and efficient by delivering the best results and by moving closer to the growth of the organization. So here, if we talk about the first advantage of McClelland's theory of need is employees are given tasks according to their need. We always give them the task as per their need. The person who wants to be in a powerful position will get difficult and challenging tasks. The person who is motivated by the affiliation will get the simpler task, and the person who is motivated by achievement will be getting some task where he achieves something. So employees of the company are given tasks according what is their need, identifying the need, the leader identify the need, and on that basis, the leader gives them the task. Second is help in motivating employees. Now, giving them the task as per their need, it's really going to keep your employees motivated and deliver their best, because we have already learned that motivated employees always do their best. Motivated employees always deliver the best. And last thing is, it removes the problem by identifying need of the employees first and then giving them the job role according to need. Person who do not like risky things, who do not want to take risk in their life, and if he gets the risky project, he won't be able to deliver the best. He'll be afraid. He might get the project done in the wrong way. He might not accomplish that within the time frame, and ultimately this is going to demotivate that person. But when we are using this McClelland's theory of need, it helps us to assign the task as per their motivational, as per their need, as per their interest, on the basis of the things which makes them deliver the best and deliver the effective and efficient results. The second advantage is no scope of any excuses. We didn't know this technology. We do not know how to work on this. We were not aware. We do not have those required skills and knowledge. We are not motivated by this. No unnecessary excuses which keeps on coming when a person is unable to deliver the result. But when we are working with the McClelland's theory, when we are applying this theory, people cannot come up with these kind of excuses, because they have been given the work as per their need, as per their interest. Now, here it says, since employees are giving work according to their need, there is no scope of any excuse. Yes. Yeah, it is similar to that in college fest. Let's say you're having a cultural event in the college, and in college you say that I'm going to take the responsibility of stage decoration. Now, afterwards, when that thing is not done, you cannot come up and you cannot come up with the excuse that I was not aware how to do that. I was not having the manpower. Come on, you asked for that, and they have given the thing which you wanted. So now it is on you to find out the resources. They are there to help you out, but you have to come up with the requirement. You have to tell us what you need, what is lacking, how you can get that thing done within the time frame. So you cannot come up with the excuses. Same way, when the employer are being given the work as per their choice, as per their need, there is no scope that they can come up with any kind of excuse. The work profile which the company is giving, they give as per their interest. They cannot put the blame of failure on the company, right? Let's say you are into designing, you love designing, your job profile is designing, you have got the project of design. If you are unable to do, you cannot say that company is responsible. Company gave me something for what I was not knowing. No, company gave you something with which you were familiar. Company gave you something by which you can satisfy your need. So you do not have any scope of giving these kind of arguments. In simple words, by giving people job profile according to their needs, eliminate the scope of employees giving an excuse for not doing their work. That scope is completely eliminated. If the person has been asked to do something, he or she has to do that thing. He or she has to abide by that thing and has to complete that thing. And that is the most important benefit of using this theory. Last advantage is satisfied employees. As the employees are getting the work which they wanted to do, they feel more satisfied, and the satisfied employees always deliver the best result. If employees do not get the desired job profile, then it will result in unsatisfied employees. So here, that is not there. People get the job as per their need, as per their choice. Companies adopting Macklin's theory in the organization ensure that the company has satisfied employees. They're ensuring that yes, the companies have satisfied employees. There is one more benefit. If company will have satisfied employees, the employees are going to be more loyal with the organization. They are going to stay with the organization for a longer duration, and they become great assets to the company, right? So these are the three most important benefits, or we can say advantages, of using the Macklin's theory of need. The disadvantages here does not take into account the basic needs. So here the basic needs are not taken into account. Either their interest, the need for power, the need for affiliation, the need for achievement. Only these three things are considered. But if we talk about people who just want to fulfill their basic needs, they are motivated. They're not motivated. They do not want any kind of power. They do not want affiliation. They do not want achievement. But they just want the things which will help them to satisfy their basic needs. So those basic needs are not taken into account. So this theory focuses on need for achievement, power, and affiliation only. Now, if it ignores basic needs like food, shelter, and safety, which is the primary need. So these primary needs are completely avoided. These are not at all considered, not at all taken into consideration when they are motivating the employees using these needs. And thus is need to be satisfied first before thinking about satisfying other needs. It is very important that you need to satisfy these basic needs before you satisfy the other needs. Second disadvantage is difficult to find position matching the needs. It's very difficult to find it. Let's say if in a team there are 10 people and all 10 people are motivated with the power need. You cannot give power to all 10 people in the same team. So that why it is very difficult to give them the work as per their needs. So position matching the need of the employees can be more or less resulting in a problem for the top management of the company. Let's say, for example, if there are 10 positions in the company for people having a need for power, but if the employee having a need for power at 20, then the company will find it difficult to accommodate all the employees. Now here the company will have to make a choice between to whom to give that power, and the person who will not get that power, they will be feeling demotivated. So again, it is one of the drawback, one of the disadvantage which this theory has, because there's a limitation, right? When we are working into the organization, we cannot fulfill all the needs, right? We cannot fulfill Let's say people are motivated by the recognition. Let's say, though it is not there, but if people are motivated by recognition, we cannot recognize all 10 people in the team. We can recognize either one or two. Same way, if people want to be in the powerful position, and if we just have 10 powerful position in the organization, we cannot give that those 10 position. We cannot distribute those 10 position in 20 employees. So here it is a challenge, and there comes the partiality, or there comes favoritism, or there people start thinking that their need is not getting fulfilled. So basically, if we talk about this, only two things, two disadvantages there, that it has not considered the basic needs which are need for most of the individuals. And second, it has not considered, it is very difficult for the top management to fulfill the same need for a large group of people. So basically, these are only the two disadvantages of this theory. With this, we have completed the Macklin's theory of need, where we have studied about the advantages, the disadvantages of the theory, along with what are the steps which we have to take to apply this Macklin's theory in the organization. Now, till now, we have discussed about three theories. You might have understood that all three theories are very different from each other. Like if we talk about the first theory in Maslow's hierarchy of need, we were discussing about the basic needs, then we were going to the safety need, then we were going to belongingness need, then we were going to esteem need, and then we were going to self-actualization. So basically, there were 5 different needs. And he said that once we have reached the self-actualization need, all our needs are satisfied. But this need for safety, this basic needs, belongingness needs, these are not considered when we are talking about the Husberg two-factor theory or Macklin's theory of, when we're talking about Husberg two-factor theory and Macklin's theory of need. For those, this basic need is not considered. So if we are talking about this, there we are talking about just two things, that is the hygienic factor, and that second is the motivational factor. So if you go with the hygienic factor, then people are like, if you do not have to maintain those hygienic factor, people are dissatisfied. They have dissatisfaction towards the job. And if you take care of these hygienic factor, then they are not motivated. But yes, they are okay. Job satisfiers are something which motivates them, which hold the employees in the organization. So this way, there are a lot of different things, lot of different theories which people have made and which the organization is using. It is not that you can only use Husberg theory of a two-factor principle and you cannot use other theories. No, you can even go with the combination of two theories when you want to motivate your employees. Because as I said, that if we talk about Macklin's theory of need, there he has simply exempted the basic need part. There is no option that he doesn't believe that people want to satisfy their basic needs also, that so that factor is completely eliminated when we are talking about the need theory, Macklin's theory of need. If we talk about Husberg theory, two-factor theory, there also the basic need is not considered. It is focusing on having a good working environment, good policies, supervisors' quality, co-working relations, and along with that, it is focusing on the recognition, achievements, giving responsibility, advancement, working towards your personal goals. So for all these things, it is working. And when we went to Macklin's theory, there if he was just focusing on 3 things, that is appreciation, achievement, and the power. So that is how, if you want to keep your employees motivated, if you think that out of 10 employees in your team, 5 are motivated by their need, want to fulfill their need theory, then you can use the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. If you think that people are leaving the organization because the hygienic factors are not good, they're not happy with the organization workplace culture, they're not happy with the rules and policies, So you can adopt that thing for some of the employees. And if you think people are motivated with the power, you can go with Macklin's theory of power. Now, there are few more theories which we are going to discuss. Let's say the achievement theory is there. So there are almost 5 more theories which we are going to discuss. But basically, if we talk about the broader theories, we have covered all 3 types of broader theories that is usually used by the leaders in the organization to keep their employees motivated and to keep their employees deliver the best results. Now, if you remember when we were talking about the motivational theory, but before that, we've discussed about what is the need for these theories, why motivation is important. If you remember, once I have discussed with you the story of an elephant. Let's see what does that story say, why motivation is important, why people, leaders use this motivational theory. So this is an elephant. The elephant is so big, he's so giant, and he's just tied by a small rope which he cannot, from which he cannot free himself. Why? A man was walking nearby to the group of elephants that was halted by a small rope tied to their front leg. He was amazed by the fact that the huge elephant are not even making an attempt to break the rope and set themselves free. Why? He saw an elephant trainer standing beside them and he expressed his puzzled state of mind. The trainer said, when they are very young and much smaller, we use the same size rope to tie them, and at that age, it's enough to hold them. And as they grew up, they are conditioned to believe that they cannot break away. They believe the rope can still hold them, so they never try to break them. So it is all about the belief which you have on yourself, and motivation is something which makes you believe things for yourself. The moral, what you understand by the story? It says it was just a false belief which the elephant had, and which they couldn't deny themselves, that they couldn't make themselves understand that when they were small, this rope was enough to hold them, but now they are big, they can break the rope. But just the false belief which they had, they are denied from their freedom for the lifetime. Likewise, many people are not trying to work towards success in their life because they failed once before. Keep on motivating yourself. Even if you fail once, even if you are unable to achieve something in first hit, stand up, try again, and you will succeed. And that is what is known as motivation. You need to have some motivation in your life, and then only you can achieve things in your life. Without any source of motivation, without motivating yourself, you cannot deliver the best results. Motivation is something which makes you move forward towards your goal, towards the success. Failure is the part of your journey, but it is not the full stop of your journey. And very small, then keep on climbing the wall because that wants to reach somewhere. That is motivated by, let's say, the end of the wall. No matter how many times the ant fall down, the ant will never stop trying, and that is the power of motivation. If you set the motivation in your life, if you are going to believe yourself, if you are going to have faith on yourself, it will help you to again stand up to defeat belief and to deliver the best results, because it is all about belief, it is all about the motivation, it is all about moving in the forward direction. Motivation can be as simple as, let's say, someone just told something bad about you, or they told something to your parents that can act as a motivational source for you to achieve something in your life. Even a small instance in your life, a small sentence from your loved one, from your friends, can act as a motivational force for you. So make sure to keep your motivation high, you keep yourself motivated to deliver the best results. In the organization, you are on the leadership position. Make sure you adopt those theories to motivate your employees, because ultimately, motivated employees are the best people to deliver the best results in the organization. If employees are not motivated, efficiency, productivity, environment, workplace, and today's session, we will have the next session of motivation on Tuesday, and another 5 sessions are lined up for tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. If you find any doubts related to any of the theories which we have discussed till now, just get back to me. You can always come up with your doubts for the past sessions which we have completed. Okay. We are done with the session. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.